Good day, everyone. I'm Sarah Marin A. Sanoy, and today I'll be presenting my answers for our practical research oral defense based on our study titled Electronic Waste Management Strategies and Practices Among Senior High School Students in Toledo National Vocational. First section, Understanding the Study. Question 1. What is the main problem your research addressed and why it is important in your context or community? In our study, addressing this problem of improper electronic waste disposal among senior high school students, which is important because it poses environmental and health risk within the school and the local community. Second question, what gap in knowledge or issue motivated you to conduct in the study? In conducting the study, we were motivated by the lack of school-specific programs and data on students' awareness, attitudes, and practices regarding waste management. Third question, in only one sentence, how would you explain your research to someone outside your field? To explain our research someone outside our field, our research is examine how senior high school students manage and dispose of their electronic gadgets and identify strategies to improve waste recycling and responsibility in school. Okay, now let's move on to second section, which is the research design and process. Question 1. How did you select your research design and method? We selected a descriptive quantitative research design because it allowed us to systematically collect and analyze numerical data about students' waste management practices. We use a Likert scale questionnaire adapted from previous studies to ensure reliability, and descriptive statistics such as mean and frequency help us summarize our findings clearly. Second, what challenges did you face in data collection and how did you overcome them? One major challenge was ensuring participation and accuracy. Some students were hesitant due to privacy concerns. To address this, we explained the purpose of the study, assured confidentiality, and collected the questionnaires on the same day to ensure completeness and accuracy. Next, how did you ensure the validity and reliability of your answer? To ensure the validity of our questionnaire was adapted from validated instruments and reviewed by our research teacher. And while the reliability, we check responses for completeness and consistency. Also, we use standardized descriptive measures throughout the process. Last question for number 2, section 2. If you could redo one part of your research process, what would you improve or change? If I could redo the study, I would expand data collection, include multiple schools, or add interviews for deeper insights. This would provide richer data and make the results more generalizable. Now, let's move on to section 3, data interpretation and findings. Question 1. What was the most surprising or significant finding from your study? The most significant finding was that although many students are aware of the dangers of improper e-waste disposal, their actual recycling practices are inconsistent. Most tend to store old gadgets or throw them away with regular trash. This showed a clear gap between awareness and action. Next question. How do your results relate to the existing literature you reviewed? Our findings are consistent with previous studies by Coracero et al. And Lu et al. Found that awareness doesn't always lead to sustainable practices due to limited facilities and convenience barriers. This shows our results reflect a wider issue among youth in Southeast Asia. Okay, last question for section 3. What do your findings suggest about real-life applications or future research? Our findings suggest that schools should set up visible e-waste collection bins, start student-led eco-clubs, and integrate e-waste management into lessons. For future research, it would be valuable to include more schools and explore students' motivations through interviews or focus groups. Now, let's move on for section 4, personal learning and growth. Question 1. What skills did you develop while doing your research? I developed critical thinking, data analysis, and academic writing skills. I also improved my communication and teamwork abilities while coordinating with my groupmates and school authorities. Next, how has this research experience changed your view of your community or field of study? Well, This experience made me realize that e-waste management isn't just a global issue. It's also a local concern that starts with individual habits. It helped me appreciate how schools can shape environmental responsible students. Next question. How did you manage your time, responsibilities, and group dynamics during the research process? We researchers and my groupmates divided tasks according to our strengths and set clear deadlines. Although we faced scheduling conflicts, we resolved them through open communication and teamwork, which taught me discipline, collaboration, and accountability. And lastly, but not the least, section 5, preparation for oral defense. Question 1. What question do you anticipate the panelists might ask? Well, the question will be some possible questions are: why did you choose a descriptive quantitative design? How did you ensure reliability and validity? What challenges did you encounter? How does your study promote sustainable waste management in schools? What recommendations would you give to students and administrators? Next, how will you justify your choice of methodology to the panel? Well, I will explain that we use a descriptive quantitative design because it's ideal for describing behaviors without manipulating variables. It allowed us to collect measurable data and present patterns objectively using reliable tools and descriptive statistics. Next, what is your strongest argument when defending your study's credibility and significance? Well, our study's credibility lies in its rigorous method, ethical data collection, and relevance to our school. It provides real data that can guide administrators in creating better waste management policies and teachers in promoting environmental responsibility among students. So, that's all. Only 5 sections. Well, our study doesn't just continue to academic knowledge. It encourages schools and students to take part in sustainable practices that protect both the environment and our community. Thank you for listening. God bless.